Hi, I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. I hope you like the video. Please give it thumbs up and comment in the comments section. That will help my little business grow. I love to create and do all different kinds of styles, rustic and farmhouse, industrial and small home decor too. I hope you enjoyed the video and learn lots of different techniques from me, and I inspire you to create yourself. If you're local to me, I also sell. I'm in Chilliwack, BC, Canada, and if you are local, please stop by and say hi. If you're anywhere else in the world, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. Well, hello, it's this week's video, and again I've been out and about in the Chorley area of England, in the northwest of England, and I kind of went on a little bit of the outskirts of England, and I'll show you here a little bit where I am in the country. England being Scotland at the top, London closer to the bottom on the east coast area, and so where I am is Chorley, the northwest in Lancashire, so kind of a little bit in the middle, the top end of England, but if you count Scotland too, kind of in the middle on the west. So here is a picture of the actual country, and you can see. So here's a map of England and Scotland, and you can see right in the middle, just below Scotland, is where Chorley is in Lancashire, and on this map you can see not far from the sea, and yeah, that's the Lancashire area near Manchester. So I'm going to be reading a little bit of this, but I wanted to show you this. Where we're going to today is an area just out on the outskirts of Chorley, so Botany Bay it's called. Botany Bay refers to the area on the outskirts of Chorley alongside the Leeds and Liverpool Canal. I'm going to show you a little bit later some of the canals, so that'll be interesting. It was instrumental in the transport of northwest England and was home to several of the mills during the Industrial Revolution. The earliest proof of settlement in Botany Bay area, formerly known as Knowley Moss, date back to 1734. So showing on the map where Chorley is, and I've just shown you that, it was not until the late 18th century that Knowley began to be developed, and when the site was earmarked, it was then the main port of Chorley area. Port meaning canal, not port meaning ship, so the canal base. In England, the canals were built first. Basically in the 1700s, 1800s, the canals were built, and even far further back than that, and it was the main transportation of any goods and kind of some of the services throughout England, Scotland, but England right through to London. So anywhere in the northwest here, right down to London, where it would come actually out at the Thames if you follow it completely, Thames River there in London. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that in a little bit. So Botany Bay was an area where a cotton mill was built. There's many cotton mills in the area, and cotton mill was the biggest at that time industry in Chorley. So the canal in Lancashire and the cotton industry was at the forefront of the cotton manufacturing. The mill opened in 1856 and was built by Richard Smethurst, a pioneer in the Chorley cotton industry. After Richard had a death, unfortunately in 1860, the mill was sold to William and Charles Widows, who were business associates of the family. Here is the actual building, the cotton mill in Chorley. It has gone through some renovations, things over the years, but still is the existing building. They hope to redevelop it into a business shopping area in the future, but right now I'm just going over the history. So the cotton industry was the main source of industry that went right through, right until the actual 1950s, where it closed down, unfortunately wasn't needed anymore. but through the cotton industry and other industries you needed the canal. And here is one of the locks up at Top Lock in Chorley, not far from where I live, and the canal area of where the industry would have had lots and lots of business, but now is transformed into more of recreational and vacational kind of areas. The beauty of the area, the land is just absolutely stunning, and if you're lucky enough to go onto a canal boat, whether you're renting one for a week or a weekend or you buy your own, you can go along the canal through the locks and see just the stunning areas of the beauty of the countryside. You'll see the different canal boats here as I walked along in the Top Lock area. These were all moored on the sides, and it seemed like these are people that literally live here year round on their canal boats. There was showers and areas just in a building next to this mooring area, and they just lived here. Look at this one, isn't it beautiful? The traditional colours of the canal boats. I just think I love this. I don't know about you, let me know, but I loved walking along here. It was a cloudy day but dry, sunny and warm, and just looking at all the different kinds, the older canal boats and then some of the newer ones. But this is where they kind of kept and lived, so some of them even had gardens even, but just the area absolutely beautiful, stunning. And most of the lock areas would have a local pub, restaurant, facilities for anyone going along the canal, and obviously for people that live in the area can drive up and enjoy a nice drink or something to eat, the local pubs, and just walk along the canal. And it's a nice day out, just like I've done today, you know, it's just beautiful. So here are different ones I saw of the canal, and just the different ways of living. They had all kinds of things. Some of the names of them were just, they were so cute. Look at that, isn't that just adorable? And some of the names were funny and cute. They really put themselves into the just living this life. Look at that folk art on those pots, those tins. I had to show you that. I totally had to show you that. And as I say, this has got flowers, gardens. Some of them had herbs growing on the top a little bit, and you know, they just lived here. And now and then they would probably take off or go around the areas, but this is where they lived. Fire logs for the fire, and there's some of the herbs and the gardens. I just loved being here. Enjoyed walking along, and I hope you enjoy too, just seeing the different ones. I love the red and the green especially, because to me that's just the traditional colours of the boats. Look at that, duck and dives. As I say, they really put themselves into this kind of style of living, and the area just beautiful, stunning area. Maybe because I haven't been here in years that it just hit me of how beautiful it really is. And the countryside in England obviously not as big as Canada being huge, and not as big as America, but the countrysides are quaint, beautiful, and you know, because it is smaller, you can just walk along it. You don't need to go for a drive, you can go for a nice little walk and just go along the canal. And unfortunately I didn't see anyone kind of, you know, going through the lock itself, but it was still nice to walk along. And on the other side of the canal was this little tiny kind of petting kind of small little hobby farm that someone owned that was on, so the noise from the birds and the goats and everything was unbelievable. So this stretch of the canal was actually built and then completed around 1816, and is approximately the whole length of that area of the canal is 41 miles. Now the main industry going through would be coal and cotton, so that's why the nickname for the actual area back in the day was called Black and White. It was the Black and White Canal, known for the black coal and the white cotton that was transported up and down that area from the coal mines and the cotton mills. And now it's just beautiful, still running. They've obviously stretched it out for more water to come in from different rivers to keep it going, and built lots of beautiful pubs like the Top Lock pub that is located close to it. and it's just beautiful. As I say, day out, weekend, go on the canals, or if you even want to rent a boat for a weekend, just travel around for your vacation, that is, you know, an option too. You could even just move here, buy your own boat and moor up and live there forever. I'm not going to do that, but isn't it just amazing, the things that you could do in different countries, and England being one of them. Is canals are still going, and that I think is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So now I'm just finishing up here, and I thought time to go for lunch, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of an idea what happened. Went into this pub, and I'm going to show you a picture in a minute of the pub, but I want to just explain as I went in. So me being kind of more of a tourist, even though I grew up in this area, I went into this pub, and it's quaint. It has been renovated on the inside, but it still has the tartans, the plaids, even in the carpets, the upholstery and everything else of just being a typical old English pub, but not tatty old, very nicely done. I walked in the door, and the landlord of the English pub is waiting there to serve you at the bar itself, because in England you do go to the bar, buy your own drink and then go sit down. But on the first, right on the side there, beautiful fireplace with two, you know, mature men sat there chatting away, friends obviously for a long time, and then two little English spaniels sat in front of the fire. The fire wasn't even on because it's summertime, but sat in front of the fire, lying down there, just relaxing. They did suddenly all get up. Both of the spaniels came and greeted me and said hello, which was so nice. But the thing is, one of the spaniels was drinking a beer and they just, you know, in England, some of the old English pubs like that, they still let you bring your dogs in, depending on the pub, depending on food. This actual little pub, we went in and, you know, we had a drink, but we didn't eat there, and that, I don't think they served food there. So that's why the, you know, the dogs were allowed in. But just the scene of it, you know, close your eyes and picture that. You walk in a pub, there's tartan, there's plaid everywhere, old men sitting at the fireplace chatting to the landlord right there, a tiny little place. And just, it was really quaint, absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you a picture in a second so you can see the decor of the place. But I didn't take a shot of that because I thought I was imposing on their, just, you know, their own privacy there. But the little dogs next to the fire, and you go into a pub. Can't get better than that, can you? You know, totally. Anyway, here's a picture of the actual pub, and just look at the decor. Have a look, see what you think. Isn't it just beautiful and quaint? And just behind that wall there was actually the fireplace and the little dogs, but I didn't take a picture of that, as I say, again, for their own privacy. But you can imagine now, just those little dogs greeting you at the door as you go in. And look at the different textures and material of the carpets and the upholstery on the little stools. I think it's beautiful. Anyway, it was time to come home, day trip done, and now let's get on with some crafting. Let's see what we're going to do this week for craft time, as I'm going to try and do something a little bit every week, whether it's furniture or a little craft, and hope you enjoy that too, because I love to paint. So let's get on with that. Well, it's a little bit noisy out here, but I'm just going to get on. I got this little pot here. It's a cute little pot. It's pretty as it is, but let's get painting on it and put it into my style. Now, I was going to just paint the pot itself, but I noticed here, if you just see here, there's a little tiny chip out the top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the top as well. And also, because it's shiny is not really my thing, so I'll paint it anyway, so that I've got the whole thing is going to be matte finish in the end. So I'm going to use my usual white linen chalk paint, paint the outside and the top, not the inside, 2 coats. So I've just got the first coat on, and anything that is shiny, you want to get that first coat on very thin, very light, so that then the next coat you can go thicker and it will adhere to the first coat that you've just put on. If you put the first one on too thick, it will easily chip and just chip back off the paint. So on this, I've done very light coat on both and leave that to dry. So I finished the little pot in the exact same way as I did last week. I haven't done a video of it, but I just wanted to show you the end. I just put the last little rose onto the piece. Now a couple of places it has cracked, and I absolutely love that. So I'm just going to kind of show you some of the crackle into it. Love that. Come out pretty. And as you can see, what I'm using it for is just to put in just some of my makeup accessories, and it goes beautifully with my decor, and I think it's come out pretty. I think it looks amazing and I'm very happy with that. What do you think? So while I was editing this video, I actually did it at the local park, and I just thought I'd do a quick video at the end of it, just to nip in the end of the actual cafe of the park, so that you can see the area where you can sit outside when it's a beautiful day like today, have a drink, have something to eat. And yeah, this is just the little area behind Astley Hall. Do you remember from a week or two ago I did my local park? Well, this is kind of the Barnes area where I said the actual cafe was, and here it is. Just wanted to quickly go through. It's a Sunday, so it was extremely busy. I will do maybe another video at a later date, but just wanted to show you how beautiful it is in my area. Thank you for watching. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co.